Well, hello all you wonderful people out there in YouTube land, and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel. And for this week's in-scale product review, we're going to be taking a look at this Model Power 40-foot livestock car lettered for the Katy Railroad. So I was able to pick this car up new off the eBay for, I want to say $12, including shipping and handling. And a pretty neat little car. This is toward the end of Model Power's existence, when they finally started putting knuckle couplers on their rolling stock and locomotives versus those hideous Rapidos. And so this is an older freight car, not only in the fact that it's modeling a prototype that for practical purposes no longer exists on today's railroad. It is also, the model is an older manufacturer itself. Now there is two things I do not like about this car, but we will get into that here momentarily. And they're small things, they're not big things. So to open up this case, you have these little divots here on both, and they're on the same spot on both sides of the case. Just grab a hold here and pull it off. There's no locking tabs, there's no trick to it. It's simple as can be. It's, a little bit of friction holds it on. And then you just remove the car from the plastic cradle in the case. Since the car is already on its side, I'm going to attempt to zoom in on the underside. Wow, my camera is really cooperating today. Here we go. Throw a little extra light on it. And you can see that even though this is a price-wise lower end freight car, it is loaded with detail on the underside. So first thing, you got these free-rolling plastic pizza cutter style wheels. You have solid plastic Bachmann type knuckle couplers. They are truck mounted and spring loaded. And you have all of the requisite brake rigging that you can possibly put on the underside of this thing, as well as underframe detailing with regards to the supports and the center beam and the main sill. You have the emergency and service reservoir there. You have the triple valve here. You have the piston here. Actually, I take that back. That's the triple valve right there. So a lot of detail for a low budget type car. Not too shabby. We'll turn off this overpowering light and we'll take a look at the B end of the freight car. So you can see you have a separately applied handbrake wheel. You have a little brakeman's perch here. You have a cast on full height ladder. You have the brake rigging detailing. Do not see polling pockets. And you have some nice simulated dreadnought ends on the end of the car. Some of y'all ask why I don't show both ends of the car. Well, that's because freight cars have typically an A end and a B end. Now the B end is the end of the car which has the handbrake. So I show the B end of the car because that's the end of the car typically that's going to have the most detail. 99 times out of 100, the A end of the car is going to look 100% identical to the B end, with the exception of there's no handbrake. We'll look at the roof real quick. You can see that there is a separately applied solid plastic brakeman's walkway. There is cast on grab irons here and here, which correspond with the location of the full height ladders on this end of the car and this end of the car. It is a solid grate type detailing. There is no see-through effect, which I don't expect there to be on a lower budget car like this. And as you can see, there is a fair amount of daylight between the roof, the top of the roof, and the underside of the walkway. Again, tolerances and in scale are are really close, really tight, and it's going to be almost impossible to make that walkway true 1 to 160 scale ratio without it being way too delicate for regular handling with regard to putting it in the box and taking it out of the box, and putting it on the track, taking it off the track, re-railing it if it derails, things and such of that nature. Just normal freight car handling that model trains go through. The plastic itself is kind of bright. It doesn't have an actual like shine to it. It doesn't have a glossiness to it, but it's bright. It almost has a see-through effect almost. You can see this name board here where a railroad name should be, and here where the reporting marks should be, it just says the Katy. There isn't a proper car number and railroad initials like you would see on a prototypical freight car. So that is one of the two things that bugs me a little bit, but for, I think I said like $12 total, I can't be too terribly mad. But that is something to consider with these, at least this freight car specifically. The door is cast on, the ladders are cast on, the stirrup steps are cast on, and they could have done a little bit better job because there's some flash inside the stirrup steps, as you can see. The trucks are nicely done. See if I can throw a little bit of light on there without overpowering it. That's about the best I'm going to be able to do. They are friction bearing type trucks. I believe they're 50 or 70 ton. I can't remember. Friction bearing trucks. All in all, even with its slight defects, well, they're not defects, in my opinion, design flaws, cut corners. Overall, still a really cool little car. We're going to throw this on the Park Railroad with some of the other freight cars we've reviewed this year so far, and see how she does.